Messy, overloaded nachos, they look good until you realize half the chips are dry, the other half are stuck in the soggy pile. That's why we're not doing nachos like that today. Today we're making something way better. Forget the pile, sheet pan nachos means every chip is stacked, crispy, and covered in flavor. When you take a few extra minutes to upgrade each step, crispy homemade chips, rich nacho sauce, perfectly seasoned ground beef, you don't just get nachos, you get something special. Once you do nachos like this, you'll never settle for less. Crispy chips, rich nacho sauce, toppings that actually hit, this is how you do it right. Let me show you how to make nachos actually worth eating. Fresh jalapenos, they're fine, but pickled jalapenos, that's the upgrade. Same heat, but now you get that tangy bite that cuts through the richness of the nachos. And the best part, they're quick, easy, and way better than store-bought. Start by slicing up some fresh jalapenos, thin enough to soak up the flavor, but thick enough to still have some bite. I'm using the mandolin, aka the dev trap, so each slice is the same, but a knife does the same thing, just a lot safer. Now, if you want to take it even further, I have a candied jalapeno version that's crazy good. Sweet, spicy, and straight up addictive. Takes a little bit more effort, but trust me, it's worth it. I'll link that video down below if you want to check it out. For the quick brine, all you need is equal parts vinegar and water, then add some sugar, salt, and a few cloves of garlic. Heat it up just until everything dissolves, then pour it straight over the jalapenos. Make sure they're fully covered, then seal the jars and pop them in the fridge. Give them a couple hours, and if you have enough time, a day or two in advance to do their thing, and that's it. You'll never want plain jalapenos again. Pico and guac are absolutely non-negotiable when it comes to nachos. They add that fresh, bright balance to all the rich flavors, and the best part, you can make them exactly how you like. Grab your tomatoes and dice them up into small cubes. Making pico is the perfect chance to sharpen those knife skills, challenge yourself to get an even dice on each step. How do y'all feel about tomato guts? Me, personally, I always remove them, but as a kid, my dad used to get on me every single time because he swore up and down I was wasting them. Let me know down in the comments what y'all do so I can tell my dad that I'm not the only one. Next up, white onion. Red onion works too, but I like the bite from the white. Same deal, keep that nice and even. Then jalapenos. This is where you control the heat. I'm taking the seeds out. I don't like spicy pico, but if you like the heat, leave them in. Now toss everything into a bowl. Tomatoes, onions, jalapenos. Add some fresh cilantro, squeeze in lime juice, and season with salt and pepper to taste. Quick mix and you're set. Now let's talk guac. Picking the right avocado is key. We've all had those avocados that were way too hard and they ended up ruining your avocado toast, so I'm gonna give you the sauce on how to pick the right ones. I always compare it to my palm when I first started just so I can get a good idea of it. So I would make a fist and press my palm and feel it give back. That's what you're looking for. You don't want it too soft or you don't want it too hard, so when you press it, it'll give back. The avocado won't spring back like your palm will, but that's what you're looking for. Slice it open, pop the pit out, and scoop it into a bowl. For a little something extra, I'm adding a touch of chipotles that's been in adobo sauce for some extra heat. Mash it up however you like, smooth, chunky, somewhere in between, and a spoonful of that fresh pico. I'm from Texas, so this is more of a Tex-Mex style guacamole. If you want to keep it classic, just lime juice and cilantro works too. Now that we got the fresh stuff done, go ahead and throw it in the fridge, and it's time to get started on the good stuff, the beef, the nacho sauce, the homemade chips, and by the time we're done with all that, this stuff is gonna be ready to go. I forgot to mention, with the guacamole, you always wanna put some cling film or like a squeeze of lemon juice or lime juice on top just so it doesn't oxidize. I find doing the plastic wrap and making sure it's touching the guacamole is the best way to prevent it. Just an FYI so your guacamole doesn't turn brown while you're cooking. Now we got the pickled jalapenos, the pico, and the guac ready to go, but you should know that was already the warm up. Now we're getting to the good stuff. The beef is about to bring everything together. Stick with me because it makes all the difference. Use whatever protein works for you. Ground turkey, chicken, whatever makes you happy. But today, we're going with beef. Get your pan ripping hot, drop it in, and let it do its thing. Don't touch it too soon. Once that fat renders out, that's when the real magic happens. See that? When the fat's fully rendered, the beef basically starts frying in its own juices. That's what we want. Just be patient, it's worth it. Don't rush this step, let the beef crisp up. It's literally making itself better while you chill. Now it's time for seasoning. Chili powder, cumin, smoked paprika, garlic and onion powder, red pepper flakes, oregano, salt, and pepper. Get that all mixed in and let it coat every single piece. And here's where we're gonna switch it up. I saw Owen Hahn, the sandwich king himself, do this on TikTok, so I had to try it. We're mixing in refried beans. I know it sounds wild, but hear me out. Don't knock it too, try it. I'm gonna be the guinea pig for you guys. Beef, done. Smells crazy, but real quick, subscribe, cause I know you have it. You ain't did your good deed of the day yet, and this takes care of that. Appreciate you. All right, let's make this nacho sauce. All right, we got the beef locked in. I just threw it in the oven to stay warm, but we already know nachos ain't nachos without the cheese sauce. And listen, can we please stop buying Velveeta? I'm not gonna lie, I still love that stuff. It's nostalgic, it hits every single time, but it's like $8. Who has time for that? and we can make it better for half the price. And like everything else we made today, this cheese sauce is extremely customizable, and I keep saying that because that's the beauty of cooking. If you think something's gonna make a great addition, add it. If you think I'm doing something wrong, do it your way. It's all good in the hood. Don't forget, you do have free will. We're starting with a simple roux. Equal parts butter and flour. Whisk that together and let it cook for a minute to get rid of that raw flour taste. Now slowly, whisk in your milk, keyword slowly. This keeps it smooth, no weird lumps. Once it starts to thicken up, we're adding in shredded cheese. A little at a time so it melts evenly, and yeah, of course, I grated my own, but you do you. And once your cheese sauce looks like this, we just got a few more things left to add. Now let's season this up. A couple dashes of hot sauce, cayenne pepper, and then salt and pepper to taste. And this is gonna wake everything up. And just like that, we're done. Keep this in a warm spot while we fry our chips up. You might need to add a little bit more milk if it does thicken up too much. But yeah, just keep this in a warm spot. Next time you see me is when we're ready to fry, so preheat your oil to 350. All right, we're on the home stretch. We got the beef, the cheese, now we just need the crunch, and I promise you, once you fry your own chips, you'll never go back to store-bought. At least that's what I like to think, but I can't lie to you guys. I still buy store-bought chips when I'm feeling lazy and I just want to eat. Once your oil hits 350, drop in your quarter tortillas. Nothing fancy, I just stack some corn tortillas and chop them into 4. Easy. Fry them until they're crispy. If you like them extra crunchy, leave them in a little longer. Just keep an eye on them so they don't burn. This is where we take it up a level. It's no secret how much I love Chipotle, and their chips just hit differently for me. I'll show you what they do. I got you. Once your chips are golden and crispy, throw them into a bowl and salt them immediately while they're still hot. This way, the sauce sticks. Then, grab a lime and squeeze it right in. Trust me, that little hit of acidity is gonna make these chips pop. And just like that, you got fresh, crisp, and perfectly seasoned chips. Way better than anything in a bag. Now, let's build these nachos. Let's build these nachos up real quick. Start with the chips, spread them out, make sure they got room to breathe. Drown them in that nacho cheese, don't even think about holding back. Now the crispy beef and bean mix, get it all over. Every chip deserves some. Pico, yup. Guac, of course. Pickled jalapeños, you already know. But hold up, you know the phone eats first. I'm gonna take a few flicks to see what these nachos are hitting for. All right, let's get into it. Man, this is how you do nachos. Look at this, crispy, cheesy, loaded with everything you could possibly want. I promise you, if you pull up to a party with these, you're gonna be leaving with best friends. But hold up, let me get me a bite, you know, with a little bit of everything on a chip. Good Lord almighty. Make sure you hit the gym after this. Cheers to y'all. Oh yeah, these is crazy. You got the crunch, the perfectly seasoned beef, the tasty cheese sauce, the freshness from the pico, the guac, and then those pickled jalapenos. Chef's kiss. You really might not want to share these, but hey, I don't judge at all. All right, I need a minute with these bad boys alone. But if you made it this far, you already know you gotta try this. Drop a comment and let me know how you switch it up or do it different. If you're new here, well, you already know what to do. I'll catch y'all in the next one. If you're feeling these nachos, then trust me, you gotta check out my loaded fries. Same energy, same vibes, just on crispy fries instead. And if you're trying to see what else I got, here's a bunch of good ideas to keep you busy. Pick one, I promise you, you won't regret it.